Okay, hello, I'm Larry Meisel and welcome to Confidence on Camera. This is my auxiliary channel that I use to practice being comfortable and having a conversational tone, being authentic and making connection, especially making connection with the viewer. That's you. And the way I go about this is I do an impromptu speech for about 10 minutes on a random topic. So let me get the clock up on the thing here, and we'll go for 10 minutes. Got a deck of conversation starter cards that I use to pull up a random question, which is, what is one way you would like to change? Okay, good idea. Nice question. So far, so good. Start the clock. Now let's think about what I'd like to change is the way I handle frustration, disappointment, and anger and anxiety. They're all kind of balled up in one particular issue. So it's a lot of symptoms around anxiety. Anxiety, I think, is the primary emotion. And that's anxiety is the feeling that something is about to go wrong. A lot of times you don't know what it is, but you do have that feeling that something is going to mess up. A lot of times it's something that I'm invested in. The most recent example is I spent a considerable amount of money upgrading my computer. My SSD drive failed, so I had to bring it to Best Buy, to Geek Squad, to put in a new SSD card. And so I figured, well, while they're at it, why don't I upgrade the memory? So now I've got this computer with a brand new SSD card and 64 gigabytes of memory. The part of the frustration is that now they had to reinstall Windows on the new card, and I've got to go through the process of reinstalling all of my software and resetting all of my parameters and settings that I have, so it's a big hassle. And to top it off, I've got a 32-inch monitor, and I've got a laptop 17-inch monitor, and it's real convenient to have that 32-inch monitor because you can have the timeline on the editing software spread out. So I'm really, like, this is going to be really hot, you know? I got an upgraded computer, I got this two monitor system, and I plug in the monitor to the laptop. It works for about 3 seconds and then goes blank. And just crestfallen, I'm really attached to this thing working out, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, it's got a new problem. Replaced the SSD drive, fine. That was about $150. The memory was about $400. And so now I can't figure out why the monitor's not working, and I'm just, rather than getting frustrated and angry, yelling and cursing and goddamning everything, which is what I used to do, I get seriously depressed, like, you know, kill me now. I'm really tired of this. I think about not wanting to use computers at all. I wish I could get away from them, and just pissed to the tits. And so I went to see a counselor. I am a counselor, and don't work at McDonald's if you're not willing to eat the food. So I go to counseling for me and my anger, which has been a real long lifetime issue. And I came up with a phrase for it that what I want to do is I'm 74 years old. I want to get angry like a 74-year-old. I don't want to get angry like a 4-year-old. I'm tired of that and I'm ready to change. So I got down the part about the, cursing and pitching a fit, throwing a temper tantrum. But now I'm crestfallen and feeling like an absolute victim, and everything is. So now I'm getting mad, and I'm handling my anger and my frustration and the anxiety that this is just going to be a total screw up. I'm handling it like a 4-year-old throwing a pity party instead of throwing a temper tantrum. So my anger and how I handle it is something that I would really, really, really like to change. I would like to have composure and equanimity, a feeling that good fortune and bad fortune, they're all the same thing. They take a lot of getting used to. Good fortune is a whole lot easier to take, but it still takes a lot of getting used to. Like if you win the lottery, everybody thinks they would be blissfully happy if they won the lottery. But actually, when you win the lottery, it changes your life. And now you have a whole new set of problems, a whole new set of situations to handle. It's a major life adjustment. So whether it's good fortune or bad fortune, you still have to be able to handle it. And I want to be able to take it in stride in a mature, adjusted, adaptable kind of way. And unfortunately, this has been a lifelong struggle, and it looks like it's still the same. It's still a struggle. I'm running out of time. I'm 74. Life expectancy is 80. I might not have much. I'd like to live, mid-80s to 90, but I might not get the chance. So I would like what time I have left to be much more quality, enjoyable time. Not always kicks and giggles, having laugh out loud, roll on the floor, funny and enjoyable, but calm and peaceful, enjoyable. Feel like no matter what happens, I can take it in stride. No matter what happens, I'll be okay. So I'm down to about 3 minutes. Let me know in the comments section how you handle frustration, anger, and anxiety that the whole thing is going to hell. What do you do about it? What are your tricks and what are your strategies? What are your methods for handling that kind of thing? Because this has been an ongoing issue since I was like maybe 5. I say that I inherited it from my father, who never learned how to handle his anger either. But really, I guess it just comes down to whatever time I've got left, I'd like it to be much more mature and enjoyable. I was thinking some kind of a tangent idea to this is I saw an interview with a guy who was, he had retired from the Army, and he was going to Ukraine to fight for the Ukrainians against the Russians. And the reporter asked him, you made it through being in the Army, being in an infantry, and you're alive and you're in good health. Why would you go back to risk your life. And the guy said, well, nobody knows when it's your time. And if it's not your time, the bullets don't hit you. But if it is your time, the question is, what are you going to be doing with your time when your time comes? So that's why he was going back to Ukraine, because it was something meaningful. It was for a good cause. It was for a good purpose. I'd like to have that feeling. I'd like to look forward to the time I've got left as being time well spent. I'd like it to be something I can be proud of. So I'd like to change what I'm embarrassed by into something I can be satisfied with. Self-satisfaction satisfied, not, good enough for government work, anything I'll do satisfied. Self-satisfied. There's another phrase that I think is real important, which is to have unconditional positive self-regard. That no matter what happens, I can have a basic feeling of goodness and satisfaction to myself about myself. So that's all I got. That's the end of the 10 minutes. And I hope that this will be helpful to you, because if you're watching a YouTube channel called Confidence on Camera, chances are you want to be more confident on camera yourself. And I hope that watching me struggle with it will be helpful to you in some way. And I hope that watching these videos will be helpful to me. Just as the saying goes, putting in the reps. Familiarity breeds comfortability. Comfortability breeds connection with the viewer, authenticity, and genuineness and conversationalness. I want to have a conversation with the viewer. While I'm talking about my topic, I want you to be engaging with and having your own mental dialogue going on, so that we're having a conversation with each other. Now I'm really finished. So thanks for watching. Wonder, explore, create, and grow. May all your ups and downs have only soft landings. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here next time.